Welcome to the Saratoga Springs Planning Commission meeting for May 14th, 2020. First thing we'll do is we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So could everyone please repeat the Pledge of Allegiance after me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. So for roll call this evening, Commissioner Reed Ryan is not available. He had a work commitment, but everyone else is in attendance and we have a quorum present. First item is a public hearing for a rezone for regional commercial to planned community and general plan amendment from office warehouse and regional commercial to planned community for Wildflower commercial located at SR 73 and Mount View corridor. DAI is the applicant, and I believe Tippy has this one.
Yeah,
I'll turn the time over to her.
Thanks. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Just wanted to be sure. Okay, great. For this item, the applicant is requesting a rezone and general plan amendment for the commercial portions of the Wildflower community to planned community. This is approximately the northwest corner of Mountain View Corridor and SR 73. What this is during the original approval of the Wildflower community, the applicant was going to simply use the regional commercial zone for their commercial area. Now that they want to take this into the community plan and do a business park, this was approved with the community plan recently. This needs to be changed to planned community. So on the left, we have the zoning, which shows the RC zone that needs to be PC. And then on the right, the general plan shows about half of this property within the office warehouse and regional commercial zone. And the northern half is already in the planned community zone. And with that, I'll turn this over to the Planning Commission for any questions.
Okay. Now, isn't this a public hearing? Does the applicant have anything he would like to add?
Hold on, let me make sure he has the ability to speak. Just 1 second. All right, Daniel, you should be able to unmute yourself and speak.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yes, it's as Tippy pointed out, this is something that we just kind of cleaning up some of the background paperwork for what's already been approved, but especially thankful for the staff who's been really key in helping us get through all of this and making sure all of our T's are crossed and I's dotted, and they're just a good show of their attention to detail for this. So we appreciate their hard work. We have nothing else to add as far as any additional details. We're all in the community plan previously reviewed.
Okay. So before we go any further, was there any public input that was put forward for this particular item?
We didn't receive anything from the time we noticed this until now. We also did not receive any comments about the commercial area with the community plan approval.
Okay. So seeing how there was no public comment, I'll go ahead and open this up to the Planning Commission for any questions that they might have. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Lacking any other comments, I'll go ahead and usually I like to do something at the end. Ken, did you have anything? You don't? Okay. I can't hear you.
I'm not sure if his audio is working.
Okay. The one question that I had is, so on the community mixed use, Is this primarily going to be commercial uses? It's not going to be like high density housing or anything like that?
No, it's
Or-
only approved for commercial. If you take a
Okay.
look at this map here, you can see the commercial area shows up in blue. So this property is just the southern portion that we're talking about, Village 5 and 6. The Village 2 just north of there does have a mix of multifamily and commercial, but we will break that down at the village plan application.
Okay. I guess since how we don't. Audrey, did you have something? Okay. I thought you were motioning. All right. So since how we have no other comments from the commission, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion.
I can do it. I move that the planning commission recommend to the city council approval of the proposed rezone and general plan amendment for Wildflowers described in section C of this report and is depicted in the attached exhibits with the findings and conditions below.
Okay. Commissioner Wagstaff has the made the motion, and who made the second? Was that
Anderson? Yep.
Commissioner Anderson had the second. Okay. Any question on the motion?
So Ken is trying to get his volume to turn up.
Okay.
Were you able to get a motion from him?
He just has to sign thumbs up or thumbs down.
Thumbs up. There you go.
Okay.
Ken,
So
you
all
can
in
also
favor?
type. Sorry, Ken can also type in his motion to everyone.
Okay. That works too. All right. So all in favor of the motion, say aye or thumbs up.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And all those opposed? All right. It looks like the motion is unanimous. So I'll move on to the next item, public hearing for engineering standards and specifications. And this is city initiated. And I believe Gordon has this one.
Yes, good evening, commissioners. So from time to time, we standards change. We have offered opportunities to refine them, a number of different reasons. So we periodically update the engineering standards and specifications. And so we have a number of changes in the specifications that are proposed and some changes in the standard drawings that are proposed. There are several, so it's not going to be efficient for me to go over each one of them. I'm just happy at this point to entertain a question about any one of those proposed changes. And what I'll do is I'll share my screen so that we can get to whatever you might have a question about.
Okay. So this is also a public hearing as well. So did we receive any public comment on this we need to be aware of?
I didn't.
Okay. David, did the department receive anything?
No, I have not seen anything come
Okay.
through.
I should have said
If-
David Stroud, but David Johnson works too.
No, as far
All
as
right.
planning go, I have not received any comments.
No comments. Okay. And I don't have anybody in attendance that was going to make a comment on this outside of the commission and the city council, correct? All right. So we'll go ahead and we'll close the public comment and we'll move on to the planning commission for any questions they may have or comments about the proposed engineering standards.
Yeah. Yeah, you're more welcome.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yay, got it fixed. Okay.
Hey, you got the same wood paneling at your house that I got. Looks really good.
I thought you were going to have a comment for us, Ken. I was going to be really bummed if nobody had a question about my exciting engineering standards.
I did have a question. I'm just trying to find it on my notebook. I had one question, I think. Oh, okay. On the second to the last, sorry, is it okay if I speak?
Too late now.
Yes, we recognize you, Ken.
Okay,
You may
thank
speak.
you. On the second to the last page, ST-39. It's near the end. I mean, it's the second to the last page. Oh, right there. Okay, it's really minor. In the notes on what is it? Number 2 and number 7, junction is misspelled, and then number 3, other is misspelled, and that's basically it.
Ken's good. He moonlights as an editor.
I actually did
for a big publication.
Yeah, I mean it's no big deal, but you know, I couldn't find any other typos. This is the only place I could find them. So just junction and the word other. Paragraph or bullets 2, 3, and 7. That's it.
Great, thank you. Other questions?
That's it for me, actually.
I think
Can I
it's
ask? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Gordon.
Well, I think it's worth noting quite a significant change here is the change to the minor arterial. I think this warrants highlighting. So what we noticed, the minor arterial standard that we had really still only had 3 lanes. It wasn't a significantly greater capacity than just a regular collector street. And so as we're going forward with a revision to the transportation master plan, we felt it necessary to put a bona fide minor arterial in the standards. And so that's what you see here. So we've taken the minor arterial typical drawing and modified it in these ways. So there's an X here showing the landscaped median not there. You know, that's not mandatory. If the city chooses to implement that at some point, just because we put an X here doesn't, and just because it won't be shown, doesn't mean that that's not an option. So I just thought I'd bring this to your attention. This is a significant change from the minor arterial that was previously in the standard. Okay, Commissioner Barton, you had a question.
No, you actually answered it. I was wondering about the median right there. That's so funny. No, thank you. I wasn't sure if, like you had said, if that was something that we always put in or we don't always put in, or how that kind of worked. So thanks. I appreciate that.
Great.
Gordon, I had a question on the sewer lift stations. Did we allow them in the past, and is this a change that we're not allowing them anymore? Or have we never allowed them?
Yes, they were allowed in the past. Obviously, we have some, and there's one being built right now. But no, we don't want any more. And so we want to make the hurdle pretty high for anybody to entertain the idea of building another one. We're trying to get off of perpetual maintenance.
Okay. My other question was on the riprap. Does the Jordan River, is there areas that it may require riprap or no?
Where you mentioned, where
Where
are
is
you
it?
referring to?
So on,
Was
I
it
think
in the
it's-
drawings or within the specifications?
it's in the specifications. I think it's 31. At the very bottom in the middle, it says 00500-31. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
number 29D. The banks of the waterway shall be protected with a permanent vegetation. If vegetation will not function properly, riprap shall be used.
Okay.
That's it right there. Yep.
All right. So now I'm oriented. Can you pose your question again, please?
So I was just curious if the Jordan River required riprap anywhere, or were we able to protect the banks with vegetation? I know when we went through the lakefront standards, one of the things that they recommended is that we not use riprap to try and give the river a more natural flow, because there were some disadvantages of using riprap, making the narrows or the channels narrower and deeper and faster. And
so the Jordan River is regulated by FFSL, Forestry, Fire, and State Lands.
Okay.
And so I know that FFSL is not a fan of riprap, and so the Jordan River is a little bit different animal. It's not. We don't have jurisdiction over the Jordan River.
Okay. So this would be other waterways in the city, not the Jordan River.
Right.
All right. Any other comments from the commission? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to forward a positive recommendation to the city council regarding these proposed revisions to the city's standard technical specifications and drawings.
Okay, so we have a motion from Commissioner Kilgore. Do we have a second on the motion?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Barton with a second. Any question on the motion? On all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed say nay. Okay, it looks like the motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Gordon. It looks like the next item, public hearing code amendment for Title 18 flood plan, city initiated. That is an item that needs to be continued. Do we need to do a motion to continue that?
I believe so. So yeah,
Okay.
it's just not ready. So yeah, we'll bring that back another time.
So just motion to be for a future date. That will work for us, right? I think that's what we've done in the past.
Conrad can speak to that, but I believe so.
I guess if there was any public, before we do that, if there was any public comments that were received, we need to make sure those, because this was noticed. I'm guessing there wasn't any public comment on this one either, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and close the public comment, and then we'll go ahead and I'll entertain a motion to continue this to a future date.
I move that we have a public hearing for the code amendment for Title 18 floodplain continue to a later date.
Motion by Commissioner Barton. Do we have a second?
I second.
Second from Commissioner Anderson. Any question on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed say nay. Looks like it's unanimous, so we'll continue that to a future date. The next is we'll continue on to the minutes. Does anyone have any changes that need to be made on the minutes? Okay. If not, we'll go ahead and I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for April 23rd, 2020.
I move that we approve the minutes from our planning commission meeting from April 23rd, 2020.
We have Commissioner Anderson with a motion. Do we have any, a second on the motion?
Second.
So Commissioner Wagstaff with a second. Any question on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. All right, looks like that passed unanimously. On to reports of action from Planning Director Stroud.
No reports of action tonight.
Do we have any commissioner comments for this evening? Okay. Director's report.
Nothing specific. We're all still plugging away, working at home for the most part. Again, we are spending, each of us as planners are 1 day in the office per week. There's 5 of us, 5 days, so it works out very well. We're just plugging right along.
Okay. Unless we need to go into a closed session, we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting at this time. Thanks everybody for coming.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Good to see you all.
See you guys in 2 weeks, right?
Ken, what are you eating, Ken? Just show us what you're eating really quick.
Sushi.
What?
As usual.
That's not on the quiz.
Oh, I picked it up for me. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey,
just wanna
Troy, do
make
you
sure
know,
you're in top form.
will we be doing an online meeting next time again as well? Or are we kind of just playing it by ear by then?
I believe we are. Mark
Right.
is tuning in right now. Let's let Mark chime in on that.
Yeah, let me jump in real quick. Thanks, guys. It was an absolute pleasure watching your very successful meeting. As you may or may not know, the governor moved portions of the state from orange to yellow today in conjunction with local county health departments. So for us, that's going to mean some changes that are taking place. For us, it really is not going to change too much with City Hall. As Dave Stroud mentioned, we're not going to be necessarily pulling all the employees back into the organization right now. We're going to keep people kind of social distanced. The difference between orange and yellow is kind of negligible in the office setting. And so what it will allow us to do, though, is it will allow us to begin some recreation programming. It does allow groups to gather up to 50. The problem is you still have to maintain social distancing. You should be wearing masks. You should be doing all of the health sanitation practices that we've been pushing all along. And so, for example, if you as a commission were to be sitting on the dais, you would not be 6 feet apart. And so it would be difficult to do a meeting, not impossible, but we would have to kind of spread everyone out a little bit and basically just use a wide angle. And it would become very difficult with all the microphones and things like that to try and mic everyone at that kind of distancing. So I would say at this point, the governor's original executive order allowed, and some of the subsequent amendments, I can't remember exactly which piece it was, but the bottom line is we think that the governor's initial proclamation gave us the ability to do these Zoom meetings into July. So I would think probably, we're going to let this thing play out, but probably until we get to, either green or a yellow light, which doesn't require masks, which can let you be a little closer than 6 feet, then it's probably going to be a challenge to be back at City Hall.
Great, thank you.
But playgrounds will be opening effective Saturday. Ball fields will be open effective Saturday. We realize people have been kind of doing their own thing, but we've been trying to enforce what we can appropriately. But I think that that's been the fear, is the second wave that's going to hit when everyone starts to kind of relax a little bit on their standards. Right. So it could be a very interesting conversation.
Thanks, Mark.
Hey, Mark, did they get you a custom mask with like big jaws and teeth on it?
No. I actually have several Utah masks that my family and friends have given me. Although they're fantastic. I actually wear just a plain black one when I'm around here at the office. In fact, one of the policies that we've implemented here in City Hall, which is why you wouldn't like being here, is that when you're not in your work area, you're to wear a mask. So for example, if you're walking down the hall to get something off the printer, we want people to wear masks so that, again, it's not really fair for those people that were kind of in the cubicle areas. It's not really fair for them to have to be trapped in their cubicle and have people, you know, breathing on them or whatever as they're walking around the office. So we're trying to limit exposure as best we can.
Okay,
I will
thank you.
say, new council chambers look fantastic. You're going to like the remodel when you get back.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I thought this was the remodel.
This our backgrounds, right?
Virtual remodel.
Does it have this
Okay,
Lightwood paneling?
We did put up some paneling. We put up some chair rail. It's all painted gray, so it has a much different look and feel to it. We're going to continue to change some furniture out and stuff, but it looks fantastic. So,
Great.
anyway, thanks, Commissioner. Have a great week.
All right, thank you. Thanks, everybody. We'll go ahead and adjourn at this time. Thanks.
Thank you.